So, let's see. We're going to load onto the Canon printer. Okay, so right now, the first thing you need to pay attention to is up here and which one is selected. If you notice that the Q at the bottom changes whenever I switch printers. So we're going to select the OCE Arizona, which is the flatbed. The flatbed has two different media groups. This top one, this is what we use for when we use spot white, or like when we want it to be really thick and dense. So that's quality layered. And then everything else is under the other one. The ones that we typically use is honestly general plastic quality. That's what we typically use in here. If it's something that's super short term, we'll use general plastic production. And then this stays just like this. So one thing that is nice about this is as long as you have the correct group media set, whichever one it is, we'll just leave it alone. And then when we open in here, I have quick sets already set. That tells us which one we need to use. So for most jobs, we're going to do no white quality. That's the most used one that we, honestly, this is for pretty much everything. Even a lot of Coro, we don't even do the Coro setting under because it seems too washed out. So just stick with no white quality for most things, and it'll be good. These are the ones that use the other profile, and we can get into that another time. Okay, so then in here, I'm going to set this to no white quality, and that automatically rotates the file just because it's in the settings, because a lot of times the files you want them to rotate. In this case, yes, we still do. So because I typically work profile on my screen, so I always need it to rotate. But you can still rotate in here if you realize it doesn't fit. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not going to rotate it so you can see that, but it does automatically rotate in here. So I won't rotate so I can show you rotating and why we rotate. We're going to load your space Bayside and see how it's labeled as _Canon. So we will open. Okay, so it has right over here, this is a common error. Wait for media mismatch. The reason that is because this doesn't match here. So that's always the way that you figure that out. So hit this little gear right here, and then we'll change this right here to quality, and then OK. And then it should release it, so it should start ripping. There we go. Awesome. If you're ever curious how long it's going to take, you can just kind of tap on, oh, it's already up. But if you tap here, you'll see the bar going right here. So, so imagine that this is 8 foot wide by 4 foot tall, and this is why I rotate, because otherwise this space right here will be wasted. And I typically design 48 wide for this purpose, to maximize material. So we're going to rotate this. I like to rotate things 270 because that makes it so that the top is over here. So then there you go. See, it's ripping like that, and that's what it looks like when it's ripping. If this number gets stuck and it goes really high, that means something's wrong and ONYX needs to be closed and reopened. So at this point, we're ready to go. We can just hit print. it'll come up with a secondary box. In here, this is where you can type any notes that you need to tell Jeremy. So anything in here, he'll see this, and this will pop up on his end. If you need space around it, we can set an offset right here if need be, if you need it off that corner for some reason. Most of the time I design with enough room, so you rarely have to do that. But otherwise this looks good. So this right here is our 4x8 sheet, and then that's what we're going to print. And then that was it.